Las Vegas just made a decision that could blow up the entire season before a single game is even played. And no, I'm not talking about the defense. I'm not talking about the secondary drama everyone's been shouting about. I'm talking about something bigger. Something that's about to split this fan base right down the middle. Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you're going to understand exactly why this off-season might be the most chaotic one this franchise has seen in years. Let's start with the situation nobody in Vegas wants to talk about, but everybody's asking about. There's a name floating around the league right now tied to some serious legal trouble, kidnapping and robbery charges. Heavy stuff. And naturally, fans want to know, would any team actually take a chance on a player like that? Here's the truth. General managers don't play games with situations like this. No front office puts its name and its reputation on the line for a player unless they see something worth the risk. And right now, nothing has been proven in court.
No conviction.
Nothing final. History tells us the NFL has taken chances on talented players before, especially when teams stay close to the situation and believe the risk is manageable. Is it a gamble? Absolutely. But this league runs on calculated gambles, not certainty. Teams don't sign players out of charity, and they definitely don't attach their name to someone in open court without a real reason behind it. So when an agent stands in front of a judge, under oath, and names 4 teams as interested parties, that's not gossip anymore. That's on the record. That changes everything. That's the difference between a rumor floating around social media and an actual sworn statement that front offices now have to respond to. Front offices are watching this market like hawks, because building a championship roster takes nerve. It takes teams willing to take a swing when everyone else is scared to. Rosters shift every single day before the season officially starts, and smart teams never stop scouting, even when the headlines are messy. The hunt for talent doesn't pause for controversy. If anything, it sharpens the focus, because everyone wants to know who's willing to make the bold move. But here's the thing, Raiders fans. This isn't even the real fire. The real explosion is happening somewhere you'd never expect. It's happening in the huddle. Right in the middle of the offense. Now let me ask you something. If you were the head coach, and you had one job, the most important job in football, deciding who leads your offense into next season, could you handle that kind of pressure? That's exactly the spot Las Vegas is in right now. The starting quarterback job is wide open, and everyone from analysts to former legends is picking a side. On one hand, you've got Kirk Cousins, a proven veteran who knows how to read a defense and manage a game under pressure. On the other hand, you've got Fernando Mendoza, the #1 overall pick, a rookie with jaw-dropping upside who some believe could change the identity of this offense overnight. Here's where it gets interesting. If the coaching staff decides to start Cousins, that gives Mendoza time to sit, watch, and learn without getting thrown into the deep end too soon. And guess who's publicly backing that plan? A true Raiders legend. A former running back whose name still carries weight in that locker room. He went on national television and said flat out, he supports letting the rookie develop on the sideline first, calling it the smarter, safer path for a young quarterback with this much on his shoulders. But here's the twist. That same legend also admitted Mendoza has been absolutely lighting it up in practice. The tape doesn't lie, and neither do the numbers. In his final college season, Mendoza played over 700 snaps and posted a grade north of 87. He threw for close to 2,800 yards, tossed 32 touchdowns, and even added 200 yards on the ground. Those are not just a prospect numbers. Those are franchise quarterback numbers, the kind that make coaches lose sleep trying to decide what's actually best for the team long term. So why the hesitation? Because being the #1 pick comes with brutal pressure, and if a rookie gets thrown out there behind a shaky offensive line with no protection, that pressure can crush a career before it even starts. It happened before across the league, and everyone in that Las Vegas building knows it all too well. A talented young arm can look completely different when he's getting hit every other snap. There's more to it than talent, though. One of the team's toughest, most respected veterans pulled the young quarterback aside and gave him some blunt advice. Don't fake it. Locker rooms are full of grown men who've seen it all, men with families, real responsibilities, and zero patience for anyone pretending to be something they're not. They can smell a fraud from a mile away. The only way to earn real respect in that room is to be exactly who you are, nothing more, nothing less. That kind of authenticity matters just as much as arm strength when you're trying to lead a team full of grown adults. So here's the real question. Who's actually going to be under center for Las Vegas when the lights come on? Drop your prediction in the comments right now. Cousins or Mendoza? Who do you trust with the franchise this season? Because here's the truth. Cousins brings stability. He brings experience. He brings a calm presence that can hold a team together early in the season when things get shaky. But Mendoza brings something you can't coach: raw, game-changing ability that could completely reshape what this offense looks like for the next decade. This isn't just about who wins Week 1. This is about who this franchise builds its identity around for the next 10 years. Now, before you get too excited about either quarterback, I need you to hear this next part, because it might be the most important piece of this entire puzzle. None of it matters, not the veterans' experience, not the rookies' arm talent, if the group blocking for them can't hold up. And that's where things get scary. Last season, Las Vegas had one of the worst offensive lines in the entire league. It wasn't close. The pressure was constant, the protection was almost non-existent, and it dragged the whole offense down with it. Quarterbacks had no time to throw, running lanes disappeared before they even opened, and the result was one of the worst offensive performances in franchise history. You can have the best quarterback in the world back there, but if he's getting hit before he can even look downfield, none of that talent matters. But here's the good news. The front office didn't sit still this offseason. They went to work fixing the problem from the ground up. The starting left tackle is back and fully healthy, which is a massive boost right out of the gate, considering how much his absence hurt the team last year. On top of that, the team used an early draft pick to bring in fresh talent up front, adding depth and real competition to a group that desperately needed both. It's not a finished product yet. There are still real questions that need answers before the season starts, but it's a clear step in the right direction after a year that left fans furious. And leading that locker room through all of this change is one of the most respected players on the entire roster, a defensive captain who doesn't need any introduction to this fan base. His voice, his leadership, and his standard are exactly what this team needs heading into such an unpredictable offseason. When a team is dealing with this much uncertainty at once, having a leader like that in the room can be the difference between chaos and a real turnaround. So let's put it all together. A legal situation the league is watching closely. A quarterback battle that could define the next era of this franchise. And an offensive line trying to rebuild its identity after one of the worst seasons in team history. This is not a quiet off-season. This is a franchise standing at a crossroads, and every decision made in the next few weeks is going to shape what this team looks like for years to come. Every single storyline is connected. The quarterback decision depends on the offensive line holding up. The offensive line depends on the front office making the right calls. And the whole locker room culture depends on veterans and leaders setting the right tone while all of this uncertainty plays out in public. This is what makes this off-season so different from the ones before it. It's not just one storyline. It's three massive storylines colliding at the exact same time. So tell me, who are you riding with this season? Drop it in the comments, hit that subscribe button if you want to stay ahead of every single update, and I'll see you in the next one.